The film starts with showing the hero of the story, whose name is Maverick, who was repairing a plane in his garage at that time. He is a test pilot and the captain of the Navy. Now he went to his friend from here, who tells Maverick that you have to test a plane, from which you have to fly till Mark 10. There is an order from the authorities, with which Maverick got ready. He gets ready by wearing a suit, etc. Before going, his friend says that you have to fly the plane only till Mark 10. Do not take it above that, because that plane is made only for Mark 10. So it will not be right to test the above. But Maverick was such a person who did not follow anyone's rules. After this, he takes the plane and flies. He first brought the plane to Mark 9, then slowly brought it to Mark 9.8. Seeing this, everyone was very surprised, and they also became happy. Then somehow he also brings the plane to Mark 10, which makes everyone very happy. And while praising Maverick, they start clapping for him. Now Maverick does not stop here, but he started trying to take the plane above 10. But then the plane got hot, due to which it caught fire. There was an explosion in the plane, and it was destroyed and fell down. Looking at it, everyone thought that Maverick must have died, but he was not going to die so easily. We see that even after such a big incident, he is safe. He got up from the phone and went to a hotel. Looking at his appearance, people stare at him a lot. Getting a little fresh from here, he went to a higher ranking officer. He tells Maverick that you are really a very capable pilot. You destroy the enemy with the blinking of an eye, but you have a bad habit. You always break the rules of the Navy. Because of this, you are only a captain to date. And if you had not done this, you would have been here where I am today. Hearing this, Maverick felt bad. He says that I am very happy where I am, because I enjoy doing that work. Now the officer says that now you have to go to Top Gun from here. Here is our headquarters in college, in which Maverick asks Top Gun, but what is my job there? He replied that I do not know. When you go there, you will know everything. And then in a while, Maverick left to go to Top Gun. He goes on the bike enjoying a lot, because he is a person who has always had his own will. After coming there, Maverick looks at the picture of the head officer, whose name was Iceman, who told him to come here. And now he comes and meets two command officers. One of them praises Maverick. He says, "Captain, I have heard a lot about you. There is a lot of talk about you everywhere." To which he happily says, "Thank you, sir." After which the two command officers tell him about his target. They show him everything and tell him that to increase the power of a dangerous chemical, our enemy country has planted a nuclear plant which is also very dangerous. And now we have been ordered to destroy it, because if it is not destroyed, then they will destroy the world by making many more nuclear plants. So now we have to stop them somehow. By destroying this plant, there is a valley on the top of the mountain, where there are many such valleys. There is an underground bunker on the lower side, and this nuclear plant has been made there. The scary thing is that even the GPS does not work there, which tells us the location of a place. Along with that, there are many missiles of the enemy there. As soon as they see an unknown plane there, they immediately shoot and kill them. Moreover, they have a fifth generation, that is, a very advanced fighter jet of this time, which is very powerful. And to support them, some planes have also been kept there. After hearing all this, he says the rest of the things are different. But if there was no problem with GPS there, then this mission would have been easy. And if we look at the rest of the things, then this mission is not easy. To complete this mission, we have to take down these 4 planes together in the middle of that valley. But as you are saying that there are missiles and advanced planes, then this mission seems very difficult, because we have to save ourselves from them too. On which a command officer says, "But is it possible?" Maverick asks, "Okay, tell me when to start this mission. That is, when will this plant be run?" On which the officers answer that it is about 3 weeks or even less. Maverick says that I will fly 1 plane, but who will fly the rest of the 3? The command officer says, "Maybe you have misunderstood, Captain. We did not call you here to send you on the mission. Rather, you will work here as an instructor. You will choose the best pilots and train them to teach how to succeed in this mission, how to complete this." After hearing this, Maverick gets very thoughtful. The command officer says that we have called the 12 best graduates of Top Gun, that is, the new pilots, back here, among which you have to choose 6 pilots for this mission. Now Maverick looks at the list of graduates, in which Lieutenant Bradley was also included. Seeing him, Maverick got thoughtful. The command officer asks, Maverick, what are you thinking? He replies, Sir, I am thinking what you are thinking. Actually, Maverick was thinking, why are they taking Bradley on this mission? Because Bradley's dad was also a pilot who used to fly the plane with Maverick. But in an accident, he died. Along with Maverick, everyone thinks that Maverick is responsible for his death. So he thought that Bradley would be upset with me today. The command officer says, you know, you were called here because of your ability. Iceman said that you are such a smart pilot, that you can train our pilots well, and you can teach the Navy such things that no one has ever been able to teach. After hearing this, Maverick went to a bar from there. He messaged Iceman, Sir, these graduates, that is, these students are not ready for this mission yet. I mean, they are not capable of such a difficult mission yet. On which Iceman replies, I know, Maverick, that they are not ready for this yet. That's why you have been called here, so that you can train them well and teach them everything. The next day, all those graduates come to Sir Maverick's class. Here comes the command officer first. He says to all of them that you have been called here for a special mission, but only 6 people will go to this mission first, while the other 6 will be kept here, which can be useful in backup, i.e., in an emergency. After that, Maverick comes there. He will be their trainer by now, but no one was happy to see him. In fact, they start making faces, because they also know that Maverick has always broken the principles of the Navy. So no one thinks he is good, nor do they talk well to him. Now Maverick starts giving his class. He shows the students the books of the Navy and says that you must have memorized these books well, isn't it? Saying this, he put the books in a box, saying that these enemies must have memorized them. Now, we don't need to memorize these books for this mission. In fact, you all need a lot of practice for this, which I will make you do. But before that, I want to test your abilities. How good pilots you're. Saying this, he made all the pilots sit in their planes. He also sat down, and he tells them while flying that today we will play a little game of fighting, in which we have to fight each other without shooting. Whoever loses in this fight will have to go down and do 200 push-ups. Because all the graduates like this challenge very much, that's why they happily accept it. Now as everyone started flying, Maverick defeats them one by one, and they come down and start doing push-ups. In the end, he also defeated Bradley. Now he was very angry. He keeps doing push-ups one by one. He was not even taking the name of stopping. Seeing this, his companion comes and tells Bradley, why are you so angry? Because you're lost to Maverick. He is a senior to us and a very big pilot. Bradley replies that I am not angry this time that we lost to him. In fact, a year ago, he had stopped my admission to my academy's form. That's why I am angry with him. His companion asks him, why did Maverick do this? To which he does not answer. Now, once again their class started, where Maverick now starts telling about their mission. He says that the target time of your mission is 3 minutes. Within 3 minutes, you have to complete this mission. Obviously, your biggest enemy in this mission is your time. He explains to everyone on the screen that when you go to those valleys, you will have to avoid the enemy's missiles. But if you make a mistake, then everyone will have to die together. That's why now Maverick tells you that you don't have to fly much higher than those valleys. Because if you do this, those missiles will easily make you their target. That's why you have to fly only 100 feet above the valleys, with which you will be able to avoid those missiles. After which Maverick makes them practice a lot. But after a lot of effort, they always fail. In fact, all of them needed teamwork here. It means to work together, to listen to each other, and to listen to their teacher. But here Maverick guesses after seeing their behavior that there is a lack of teamwork in them. They do what they want. They don't listen to anyone. Now one of them tells Bradley that this mission is very difficult. He also told Maverick that maybe you have never done such a difficult mission. After hearing this, Bradley asks him, what do you mean? On which the pilot tells Bradley about the time when his dad lost in the mission and died. Here he said something bad about Maverick. After hearing this, Bradley gets very angry. He tries to kill the pilot. They start to fight in this way. Maverick gets very upset. He goes straight to Iceman and tells him that because of what happened between me and Bradley's dad, he is still angry with him and shows much anger. I thought he would have forgiven me, but no. Iceman tells him not to lose hope. You still have time, prove yourself, and your relations will be fine. Maverick is worried and says that there are only a few days left in the mission, but Bradley is not ready for this yet. Iceman tells him to train and teach him. Maverick said, how can I teach him? He ignores me. He doesn't listen to me. I don't want him or anyone else to die because of me. It will be better if you don't send him on this mission. Iceman says to forget what happened and just train him for this mission. Maverick says that if he goes for this mission, he won't be able to survive. I won't let him die like his dad. But if I don't send him on this mission, he won't forgive me. Now I don't know what to do. You tell me something. Because this way I will lose him on both sides, which I don't want at all. Iceman says that the Navy and the students need you. That's why I called you here. Because I have a lot of faith in you that you will train the students very well. After hearing this, Maverick comes back to the students. He begins to train them and says that we need teamwork. Because only then we can land our 4 planes on the enemy's valley. There we will have to trust each other, which is very important for the success of this mission and our survival. Then he showed it on the screen and told that our target is in the middle of 2 mountains. As soon as you move forward from there, you have to go to the valley standing there. This will mean that you will reach your target in a very short time, where you will be in a position to attack easily. The target you have to aim at is only 3 meters wide. That means it's not that big. Now the first 2 planes will aim at the target with their powerful bombs and attack. After that, the other 2 planes will also get a chance to attack. When they attack, our target will be completely destroyed, which will be a big success for us. But yes, you will need to be very careful. If any team misses its target, then our mission will fail. We will fail. You will have to go to the top of the mountain in a very high speed, so that you can escape from those mountains. While doing this, your weight will be up to 1000 kgs. When you reach here, your kidneys, lungs, and brain will stop working. Then you will have to work with courage. When you leave from there, you will face the enemy's missile, which is so fast that it will attack you in a second and kill you. But there you have to show your capability, that how you escape from those missiles. After that, Maverick starts making them practice. As he said, although everyone does the same, but they miss their target again and again. The target was missing again and again. In the meantime, when a pilot reaches that valley, he goes there and falls unconscious. His plane started coming down quickly. He was about to crash into the ground. When he woke up, he quickly took care of the plane and saved it from being destroyed. Now, Bradley's companion's plane also caught fire. Although she tries a lot to put out the fire, but instead of extinguishing the fire, it increases. Seeing this, the pilot girl and her other companion get off the parachute. Although there was an explosion in the plane, and it fell down and was destroyed. But in this incident, both the companions were also injured. Because of them, Bradley was sat in one place. Seeing him worried, he explains to Maverick that they are in the hospital and will be fine by tomorrow. Here, Bradley says that he has never become a wing commander. Wing commander is the closest companion of his captain. Hearing this, Maverick says if you continue to fly high, you will become one day. Hearing this, Bradley got angry. He says that you can easily say about this after flying, "Sir, because there is no one behind you to cry for you. But my wife and children are there. If I will be killed because of flying, then what would have happened to them?" Seeing him so angry, Maverick says, "You go and rest now, we will meet tomorrow." Hearing this, Bradley got more angry. He asked why Yo stopped my admission to the academy. "Why did you become a hindrance in my career?" Maverick replied, "Because you were not ready at that time." He immediately satires, "I wasn't ready to fly like you." And Maverick says that yes, not to fly, but to break the rules. Because if you think so big, then you have to die. So don't think, do it. Like I listen to my heart without caring for anyone and do it. And you have to change your thinking a little. You should trust your companion, the captain. He replied, "Sir, don't talk about trust at all. Because my dad also trusted you. What happened to him?" Hearing this, Maverick's heart broke a lot, and he got emotional. But in the morning, he finds out that Iceman is also dead, because of which he gets more worried. Then another problem arose for him, because then the command officer calls Maverick to his office. He said that now we are removing you from the instructor of this mission. Now we will call another instructor instead of you. He will train the graduates himself. So now you can go from here. Hearing this, Maverick got very angry, and he goes out of here. The command officer goes to the graduates class and tells them that from now on, Maverick will not be your instructor. And to make this mission successful, you will have to fly over the valleys. And you will have 4 minutes to complete this mission. Hearing this, all the graduates are very surprised and worried. Because as the command officer was saying, to fly over the valleys, if they do this, then their death is very sure. That no one will be able to save them from dying. Because of flying above, the enemy's missiles will see them, then they will be fired on. Although all the graduates explain to the command officer, but he does not listen to anyone. Suddenly they see a plane flying in their practice area, in which there was no one else but Maverick. He tells them that I will show you this mission in just 2 minutes and 15 seconds. After saying this, Maverick got on the mission, and he does it so well that everyone becomes astonished. The things he had taught the graduates, here he does everything very perfectly. He then destroys his practice plant, and then he also goes over the valleys. Seeing this, everyone is very surprised and happy, after which the command officer calls Maverick to himself. He says that you have proved that there is no better pilot than you. So now he also tells Maverick that now we are also sending you in this mission. You will be the team captain and lead this team. Hearing this, he is very happy, and then the next day, he starts choosing his team for his mission. He chooses only 5 out of them, and now only 1 was left, which was the wing commander. The command officer asks, "To whom will you choose your wing commander, Maverick?" Now a pilot thinks that I will be chosen, but instead of him, Maverick chooses Bradley as the wing commander. And now Bradley was very surprised to hear his name. He begins to think deeply. The next day, when they were leaving for the mission, Bradley goes to talk to Maverick for the first time, but he doesn't have courage and he can't talk to him. Maverick himself talks to him. He says that I have hope in you. You can do this mission. After hearing this, Bradley sits in his plane, while Maverick sits in his plane, and, the next moment, they leave for their mission. They take their planes and fly away. When they entered the enemy's area, they found out that this mission is much more dangerous than it seemed, because these people who were flying between the valleys, the enemy's fighter jet was watching them, and that too the 5th generation advanced jet. Also, there were missiles. Bradley was very scared, so he stays behind his other plane. Seeing this, Maverick tells him that Bradley, now you have to tell who you are and what you can do. After hearing this, Bradley got courage, and now he also flies his plane with great speed. Now Maverick crosses the first valley and aims at his target, and destroys it with his intelligence. Seeing this, both the command officers become very happy. Now Bradley also aims at his target and destroys it. Then he also goes to the other valley. But in the meantime, the enemy's missiles had seen them, and now they start attacking them blindly. Now Maverick tells Bradley that we have to attack the enemy's missiles together. Then these people do this. Together they attack the enemy's missile. But in the meantime, a missile falls behind Bradley's plane. Seeing this, Maverick comes in front of the missile by risking his life. Now as soon as the missile hit Maverick's plane, his plane caught fire. The plane collapses and falls at one place, which makes everyone think that Maverick is dead. So the command officer tells them to come back immediately. But Bradley thinks that Maverick is still alive. So he tells his team and the command officer that I am going to find Maverick, and until I do not find him, I will not come back. Hearing this, the command officer gets very worried, because he did not want Maverick's companions to be killed. Now Maverick was shown who was still alive. He was lying unconscious in the snow in the enemy's area, and now he comes to his senses. But at that time, a plane of the enemy had already seen him, which started to fire blindly at him. To save him, Maverick ran. He hides behind a broken tree, but the enemy does not leave him behind. He was being shot at. In the meantime, Bradley came with his plane. He destroys the enemy's plane, but because of this, his own plane is also destroyed. He comes down at the right time with the help of a parachute. Now Maverick ran to him. He says, "Why did you come here? You should not have put your life in danger." On which Bradley says, "You also played on your life and saved me. So it was my duty that I also have to come to save you." After which they both move ahead. Hiding in one place, they start looking at the enemy's plane area, where the enemy's F-14 plane is seen, which was not so advanced. It was a little old. It was very difficult to fly it. When Maverick was an expert, he knew how to fly this plane. They both move forward. They come to the F-17 and sit in it. Somehow they took the plane out, but the runway was completely destroyed, so there was very little space to fly the plane. But then Maverick says, "We will not give up, and we will definitely go out of here." As soon as he says this, Maverick flies that plane, and now they start taking that plane out of the enemy's area. Both of the command officers find out that F-14 plane is coming to their area. It must be Maverick in that, because only he can do such dangerous, crazy things. That's why they allow that plane to come. But then behind their plane, the enemy's planes also come, which starts attacking them blindly. Although Maverick also attacks them, but it was very difficult for him to stand in front of the enemy, because he had an old plane, and he was alone, while the enemy had an advanced plane, and they were also a lot. So Maverick destroys the plane smartly and kills them. He is very happy with this. He feels that now none of the enemy's planes are behind us. But it was not like that. There was still a plane behind them that keeps attacking Maverick's plane. But because the bullets had run out in his plane, he could not do anything. Now the enemy's plane was about to shoot at Maverick and Bradley's plane. That's when one of their pilots comes by taking his plane. Now, he destroys the enemy's plane. Finally, both of them survived. Now they survived again. They came down and met everyone. Everyone was very happy for them. They hugged each other. That is, now their relationship had become good. Their anger is over forever. And now they will always stay together and work well. In the same way, they will make every mission successful. Because in any problem, your unity, teamwork, and courage matter a lot. The film ends with this.